Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another First Impressions video. In today's First Impressions video, we are taking a look at the Core Essentials Battle Belt. And before we get this video started, I want to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor, which is Gators Eyewear. If you're looking for not only range glasses, but just to increase the drip exponentially, you can check out Gators. I am digging these sunglasses quite a bit. I got 3 pairs now, and I've been wearing them daily, teasing them in these videos. They're also offering a pretty substantial discount code for you guys. How you take advantage of that is just click the link pinned in the comments or in the description. You don't even have to type in a code. Once you click that link, anything you add to the cart, it's going to give you like 30 or 40 bucks off the sunglasses, depending on which particular model it is. The Core Essentials Battle Belt. You guys know I've been rocking a Core belt now for quite some time, probably getting close to almost 6 years, maybe. I want to say it's been a long time I've been wearing a Core EDC gun belt, and it's been a favorite of mine. I did a review on one way back in the day, and of course, getting full disclosure out of the way, Core Essentials has been a sponsor here on the Firearm Freedom YouTube channel. So as far as how that affects this review, at this point in time, Core is not sponsoring Firearm Freedom. Our campaigns have ended, and it is a completely honest and unbiased review. There was no exchange of money for this review. They just simply sent me the battle belt, said, hey, take a look at it, let us know what you think, and report your honest feedback. And they have not seen this video before it has aired. There's a lot of cool things going on here, and I will say, you guys know I'm very, very picky about my battle belts. I have been using the T-Rex Arms Orion belt now for quite some time, and it is absolutely my favorite. It is still probably my favorite over the Core Essentials battle belt, but I will say I'm actually digging this belt quite a bit. Now, I have set it up a little bit different than I normally do in my other belts. We're going to go over that in this video. But the base belt, what you're seeing here from Core Essentials, kind of includes their traditional technology in their buckle system with a little bit of an improved, stronger belt design to run more extensive kit on. Now, this is the OD green belt underneath all of these accessories, and the belt itself comes with the inner belt, and it retails for like $139.99. So it's really not a terrible price for the base belt with the inner belt when compared to the other options on the market. The way that this belt works, you have the inner belt here, and the inner belt is just going to be Velcro. Now, this is going to be a relatively rigid inner belt, and this is designed as more of a low-profile setup, and you're supposed to be able to kind of wear this inner belt all day. Now, I will say I did wear it on my day-to-day to the range and back, and I did also EDC my ginormous EDC setup with a QVO Tactical Wingman and a VP9 basically tactical in there with the X300 and threaded barrel. So it is a no-joke setup, and this held it okay. My fear, though, is over time, with just having the Velcro and no additional way to simply lock it into place on a buckle or anything, the Velcro, basically, you just tighten it, Velcro it in, and you're good. And I do think that, again, over time, this is going to lose strength for a pretty hardcore setup. So could this be an EDC belt? I don't entirely know. Wearing it to the range and all that stuff, or in a situation where you may be needing this belt, absolutely. EDC belt, probably not. That's where I'd recommend the other Core belts for that role. Now, if Core in the future decided to just have a very low profile buckle design here that you could simply loop it over to actually lock it into place, I think this could actually also serve as an EDC role, which is cool, because if you wanted to throw the outer belt in a bag or something, you can have this for that SHTF sort of uh-oh situation. But at the moment, the inner belt is super low profile, and it is also cut to size like all of the other Core products are. As far as how the outer belt works, you can see we have our same ratchet track here on the side, and that's what you're going to see with any core belt. And then this belt is also cut to size, so it's going to come very long, and you're simply going to figure out what size you are with the measuring tape that is included and cut it to size. Now for me, I always cut like 1 to 2 inches longer than I would normally be, try it out, and then just kind of narrow it down from there. You can always cut some more away, you can never put some back, and I believe their warranty does say they won't cover the belt if you're just sending it back because you cut it too short for sizing. So just, again, be aware of that. You're going to simply take these screws out, bring the buckle down to where it needs to be, and screw them back in, and you're good to go. Now, the belt itself is incredibly rigid. Even with all this stuff on, you can see it's passing that good gun belt test and basically staying pretty straight. It is going to work off of a Velcro system here. So that Velcro is going to provide you even more rigidity when it goes to Velcroing onto the inner belt. So you're going to throw this belt on, it's already going to be pretty firm, and then you got to ratchet it into place, and this thing is seriously not going anywhere. So I really dig that. It has been holding up well, and even though this is a first impressions video, I have taken it to the range probably about 4 or 5 different times, and again, I've really not had that many complaints about the belt. One thing that I will say about the Velcro right off the bat is when you are putting accessories like this North American Rescue IFAK on the back or my Safariland mid-ride setup here, you'll notice that now we're taking up real estate on the Velcro. And the more real estate you take up, the more that it's not going to obviously stick in those locations. So that's just something to be aware of. If you don't want to take up any real estate, you're going to want to attach everything to the outside Molle of the belt. Speaking of the outside Molle, you basically have 2 individual sections here. Very, very tight, but doable in order to mount things to. So I didn't really have any major issues or anything like that in mounting anything to the Molle, and I think it's just enough that it's not going to really be too limiting. Now, as I always say in my complaints of battle belts, I do like the ability to mount things horizontally rather than vertically, like this North American Rescue pouch. Now, luckily, this has a small path here that it can travel through, and that's actually relatively tight on this belt. So not a huge complaint there. It does sit pretty firm, so, you know, I don't have a ton of issues with that. Even though I was losing a little bit of real estate when it comes to the Velcro, this thing was not drooping at all. It was staying very tight, and what I like about it is even if it is a little bit loose, just cinch it up 1 or 2 more on the ratcheting device and you're good to go. That's what I love about the Core system and why I love my Core EDC belt. It's so easy to adjust and make sure it is tight. For a quick rundown of the actual pouches that I have on this belt, I'm running my HRT battle belt pouches. These things are actually really, really nice. If you're running AR style magazines, it's going to work great, and pretty much any double or single stack pistol mag is going to work in these. Of course, the belt is OD green, so these OD green pouches work great, and everything here is excellent. No complaints about these. I have them with the Tegris straps on the back, and it's working pretty good. For the dump pouch, I have this Coltac dump pouch, and it is okay. Now, I wanted to try something new on this belt. I wanted to not be as similar as all my other belts are, so this is their, I think it's their medium dump pouch, and nothing on this belt straps to my legs like my T-Rex arms belt, and although this is kind of like just a big garbage bag on the back of you, it works okay. I don't really have any major issues. It rolls up really, really tight, and it's been working out no problem for this belt, and it's nice to try something new. It does cinch at the top too if you need it to. As we already talked about, North American Rescue IFAK works great on a battle belt. And then over here, I'm running my T-Rex Arms Ragnarok with light holster on a Safariland UBL mid-ride. And this is for my VP9. You'll see that this holster is not really affixed to any specific location, and it's also not tied to my legs. So you're gonna have more movement than you normally would on this holster, and that can be alleviated if you buy the leg strap from T-Rex Arms. I didn't have an extra one, and I want to keep my leg strap on my T-Rex Arms Orion belt because that's still kind of like my go-to belt, but at the moment it's still holding strong, no problems there. I will say this belt is going to be the most ideal in more limited layers, as will any low-profile battle belt. The T-Rex Arms Orion, it's not necessarily using an inner belt that actually attaches to your pants. And when you look at a belt like that, you can throw it over a field jacket, you can throw it over a hoodie, and you can kind of still get to the stuff with wearing layers. With something like this, you know, you got pretty much a hoodie or a thin jacket, and that's about it, because this still has to connect with your pants and the inner belt. So with that in mind, again, if you have a bunch of layers, everything's like kind of falling all over the place, you're going to have a hard time getting to this belt. For those of you guys out there that don't live in seasonal environments where it gets very cold a lot of the time through the year, that won't matter to you at all. Overall, guys, I don't have very many complaints about this belt. It has been worn more than my Orion lately, so that should tell you guys a lot. If I had just like kind of more of a preference on the dump pouch and the holster and kind of tweak it a little bit, especially getting into the summer months, I actually think this may be somewhat of my belt of choice when I am running AR specific stuff. When I run anything else, I gotta go with the high-speed gear taco pouches just because they are way better for running a variety of rifles. But pouches aside, this belt is really nice, and the only other thing I could say is, again, watch what you're taking up when it comes to the real estate on the Velcro. If you got some like tactical 511 pants, there's going to be a lot of belt loops. Maybe not use all of them for the inner belt because, again, you're taking up that Velcro real estate and it's going to have more room to move. That is going to wrap up this first impressions video on the Core Essentials Battle Belt. If you guys have any other questions about this belt or anything else on the channel, please throw them down below in the comment section and I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description for the ways to support the channel, and as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.